Well, my wife of nearly 7 years told me 2 days ago she was seeing a guy and had been for about 8 months. I had my suspicions, especially recently, but I held her to a high moral standard and never thought she could be capable of doing something so hurtful and disrespectful. During this 8-month period, her and I had drinks, dinner, etc. with this guy. He is a coworker who conveniently had just got divorced and who I had considered a friend. So here we are having dinner, drinks, hanging out, and the whole time my wife and him were putting on an act like everything was normal. I told her that as of that day, either he dead to you or I am. And that the crushing blow came. She said she wants to continue seeing him. She says she loves me and loves him. I asked how she could equate almost 7 years of building a life, love and relationship to an 8-month affair. She could not answer that but said she was sorry that she hurt me. I told her if she was truly sorry she would have broken it off and put her attention on us. I am stunned, pissed, embarrassed that I didn't see the signs, but most of all, I am sad and broken-hearted. I'm not going to beg to have her back. I have accepted my fate and will move on. Update 1. Her whole family knows and they are not happy with her at all. They have all reached out to me giving support and telling me they love me and I will always be family to them. Her sister is pissed and does not even want to see her. She has claimed that after we divorce she will not be anywhere near this guy nor bring her son around him. They have been really close as sisters and her taking my side was huge. I have made myself unavailable and busy this whole weekend to her. I have set up a consultation with a lawyer for this Tuesday to start divorce proceedings. I have begun looking at housing options but may try to buy her out and keep the house. Also, since she makes more than me, I will be filing for spousal support. I know there is still a rough read ahead and some work to be done, but I am feeling good about where things are going. I think some folks had asked whether we have kids. We do not. We have a dog who will be coming with me since I did all the work to raise her and train her, so while you're less complicated and no reason for her to contact me after I am gone. Update 2. My wife confessed on May 23 of having an 8-month affair with her coworker. Even after confessing, she still professed her love for him and wanted to continue seeing him. So my response was to retain an attorney for $5,000 and file for divorce. I will also be nailing her ass for alimony payments as well. Strangely enough, right after I filed she suddenly had an epiphany and came running back to me, wanting to make things better and work on our relationship. I told her I would think about it but I was not sure. The only reason I gave her that response is because I wanna keep her in good standing while I still processing this divorce, but let it be known the divorce is happening. There no going back, it a final decision for me. She does not know that I filed for divorce and I plan on keeping that way just so I can keep it amicable until we can get the house sold, but she going to get served around 1 September and then hell's going to break loose, but it does and really matter to me. I made my decision. I plan to move on with my life, and I suggest anybody else who been in the situation do the same. I will keep you posted as more progress happens. Sounds like your plan is the best thing for you. She probably going back to the drawing board to explore other options of escape. Maybe try to find a way to hold you at fault. If she loved after you discovered the affair, how and what could account for her sudden change of heart other than her vulnerable position? You should probably talk to a lawyer to have your plan sanctioned. That was the first story and now we are going to listen to today's second story. My girlfriend just dumped me for another man and it's the most liberating thing I've ever felt. My 20M girlfriend 20F just dumped me for another man she met in a restaurant a few nights back. We had been dating for over 4 years and throughout that entire time she always talked about wanting to build a family with me and be with me forever. Before me she had a history of hopping from people to people and trying out different things, which I had no issues with when we started dating. We dated for a long while and it was pretty good except for a few things that I probably should have noticed sooner. Number 1 is that unlike a lot of relationships it did not start off well. For a lot of the beginning I questioned myself if this is who I wanted to be with. She was very clingy to me and would keep me up at nights and get mad if I went to sleep. Number 2 is that my friends told me these things too, and I didn't listen. I thought they were just jealous and I cut off a lot of relationships during this time. Finally, number 3, My ex-girlfriend who hated my guts reached out to me to tell me that she thought I deserved better and I should be careful. I obviously didn't listen to this. Luckily things mellowed out after the first year or so and we were good. I reconnected with a lot of my friends and everything seemed good for quite a while. Then the other night I was out of state at my dad's house helping him get around for a few days and she went to a restaurant with a few of her girlfriends. She told me that a guy was there that hit on her and asked for her snap. I asked her if she took it and she said yes. I was very uncomfortable with this and I asked her to not talk to him and she said okay. The next day she asked for a break in the relationship. She told me she thought she was losing feelings and she wanted to break up, but then decided a break was all she needed. I told her okay and tried my hardest to respect her wishes. But if you have ever been in a situation like that you can understand how hard that is. I ended up contacting her about little things like my dad getting around and how he was doing, but then my dad had pretty serious health emergency. He lives alone and has trouble functioning on his own, so my siblings come and see him every now and then to check in. While this health incident was happening I called my GF and told her. She asked if I was okay and we talked about it and eventually the tone of conversation changed. She out of nowhere said everything would have been fine if you left me alone, then hung up. I was really scared so I kept trying to contact her. Then she dropped the bombshell on me that she wanted to break up. And not just that, but she had kept talking to that dude from the other night. She's been cheated on before and we've never had a situation like this, so I didn't question it. But she apparently has been doing this in the days since. A lot of her friends have reached out to me to tell me that they are sorry for how I apparently got trapped in her manipulative personality and they were glad to see us apart. I didn't expect any of the sort from these people, but I'm glad I heard it. But finally, as the title of this post says, I just feel set free. I don't have to worry about anyone anymore. I don't have to check my phone every 2 seconds. I can just run free and do what I want. Yeah, I cried. And it hurt for a while. I think that's a given with anything I do. But even now, just a week after that, I feel free. Who knows, I may spiral down again and not feel so good soon. But for now I feel like a new man. Luckily we didn't live together or share all that many things, so it isn't hard for me in that regards. But I'm sure more longer lasting effects will appear in the days coming. Either way, right now I feel great. Update. She hasn't responded to me or anything, but I'll elaborate on some more things. First off, I am pretty sure that she dated about 4 people in the 6 months before me, and a lot of them warned me but I didn't listen. I'm not saying anything bad on her and I know that she was just trying different people out. Next, it feels so nice to be able to do what I want. I don't have to hear, oh I don't like them, you can't hang out with them, or anything like that. When I try to hang with my buddies, I feel new. And I forgot to mention this part. I'm no psychologist, but I definitely noticed some of this behavior from her mom to her dad. So I have no place to anything comes from that or anything, but it's an observation. Finally, I'm not stopping my Minecraft world with her little brothers. We just beat the Ender Dragon, I can't be stopping now. Seeing a common theme here. I didn't listen. Have you learned anything from all this OP? Or are you just going to continue not fucking listening when people try to tell you things? You're 20 years old. Learn from this so it doesn't continue to be a problem. Thanks for listening everyone. If you enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Reddit Zone to never miss a future upload.